again on Hump Day. It's the Jamaican Stallion and, and the Jamaican Princess. We represent JA today. You see what I say?
Today, say what?
Representing JA, yeah. Representing JA today. Good night, everybody. Good night. How you guys doing? Uh,
Hi, guys.
Tari and I are back on another one. Please, guys, don't forget to subscribe on your AHS channel, and please, drop your comments and your likes, and also feel free to keep sending in those questions. I got some questions that keep coming in, and I'm sure Tari's getting some too, so we can shoot videos on those. And all right, we're here tonight. We're going to discuss a very interesting topic. A young man sent me this question, and he would like for me. Well, actually, it wasn't even a question; it was a statement. This young man said that he thinks that men sacrifice more than women, and it's great that we have the opposite sex on this show, the host and co-host. Well, matter of fact, we're both hosts, and this is great. This is going to be a great subject because you have the views of Tari and the views of me when it comes to the sacrifice game. And let's see where it takes us tonight. And please, guys, feel free to join in with your comments and what you feel about what we're saying. And let's go, Tari.
Ways and how. So let's start it off with an opening poll. So, who do you think sacrifices more overall? Men, women, it's equal, or it depends on the situation? What are your thoughts?
Ooh,
Drop
ooh,
them in the
ooh,
chat.
ooh! I want to answer. I,
Yes, Andrew.
me, me personally, I think it's equal. Hold on, somebody from Thailand?
Oh, well, hello.
Hello, Thailandian there.
I don't think that's a word, friend.
Hello, Thailandian there. Hey, great that you're here with us. Thank you for joining us. I don't know what you're doing,
Yes.
Thailand, but I'm just gonna bow my head. I don't know if that's disrespectful or respectful. All right. I think it's equal. And when I say by equal, like I always said before, you have men on one planet and women on another planet. Okay, so our sacrifice, you guys don't see it as a sacrifice, and your sacrifice, we don't see it as a sacrifice. So I think it's equal because, like you said, we have the first thing here where it's like an invisible sacrifice because they're saying that also that they're saying that women take on the relationship and the responsibility of the family. Explain to me what the heck does that mean? Like to take on the relationship, the responsibility of the family. What does that mean? I'm not understanding that.
Well, emotion, you know that men are from Mars and women are from Venus already, right?
Correct.
So we are more emotional when it comes to family. It's all it's from my perspective, like for me, it's all about family. So I put a lot of thought, energy, effort into family on a day-to-day basis, you
Okay,
know?
but how is that a sacrifice when you're equipped to do that? Yeah, a sacrifice is something that you're doing that you really don't want to. You're not equipped to do it. So you're sacrificing something that you're not equipped to do. so 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 how the hell is that a sacrifice? It's kind of like having a spoon. Oh, I can eat soup. So it's not a sacrifice. You're not eating a soup with your with your finger. You are equipped to handle that. Just like you see that women are better suited to teach children in schools because you guys have more patience when it comes to children. So that's not a sacrifice. That's just something that you're equipped with.
But we still have to sacrifice our time. Time, yes, we have to sacrifice our time to ourselves. You know,
Oh,
we can't just say, "Hey, I'm not going to take care of the kids today." No, we can't do that.
okay, but okay, I hear you. Now then you have the father or the husband that's providing the roof over our head while the wife is sacrificing with the time of the children. That's his time also that he's doing. And it's not a
Well, yeah,
sacrifice.
yeah.
That is not a sacrifice for the man. He's equipped to do that as far as taking care of family. So that's not a sacrifice. We're just playing the role. So I think we need to really watch the sacrifice thing. We got to really watch what we talk about sacrificing. I don't know about that one, Terry.
Yeah, well, but our emotions, like I said, we're more emotional, so we have to sacrifice our emotions, like saving emotions for ourselves, because always have to pour in to our children and our family more. That's the expectation, like you're saying, but it still requires, it's emotionally draining, if you
But
will.
but you're equipped. That's why
Yeah,
you see.
that's because we're equipped doesn't mean that we don't have to sacrifice. It's not necessarily something that we want to do, every single day. Deep down, we want time for ourselves. And we don't want to work so hard emotionally.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. So, would you rather the husband do that part of raising the children and the family than be the emotional part, and you go work and take care of
Hey,
the?
listen, yeah, sometimes, yeah, can we flip the script sometimes? Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, but do you really want to do that though?
I'm just saying, if that was the only, choice that we had, if we had to flip the script, if we had the opportunity to flip the script, yeah, I'd
And
like
that
to see what
and
that's
that
like.
and that would be considered a sacrifice because now you're doing something that you really don't want to do. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the sacrifice. Because now you're doing something that you really don't want to do. That's what's considered a sacrifice. Uh,
Okay, so our viewer Raymond Potts says she just wants to go out a bit more. Yes, I want yes, some me time. Yes,
okay,
I
okay,
agree.
but that's fine. But still, things that the men and women are equipped to doing are getting handled. And then the sacrifice would be okay, let dad do that part for one day so mom can go out. That's the sacrifice, not the fact of doing something that you're equipped to do. It's kind of like this. When you see construction workers working on the road and building houses and building buildings and stuff, lifting heavy stuff, how many women you think want to do that unless they have to sacrifice to do it to put food on their table?
Right, you're right.
So we gotta watch this sacrifice thing. Me personally, I think the ultimate sacrifice is women giving birth to children.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That is the
Hmm.
ultimate sacrifice. But then you look at it, is it a sacrifice? Because you're equipped.
You
So,
know, you
so,
you
so,
you
so I don't know, man.
you're not going to debate upon
I
that.
mean,
No,
come on.
you're not.
Come on, Charlie, man. I mean, this is a
No, with
sacrifice.
the equipped debate, no, you're not going. No, we still have to sacrifice. Again, our emotions, okay, our strength. How about that? The strength, okay.
Strength or what? Strength or what?
physical, physical strength.
Physical strength or what?
Right now, I'm tired. I'm
Okay,
tired.
okay. It's time for under what?
Listen, we do on a day to day. I can't even just focus on one thing. Because my kids, one child, okay, is always coming in to tell me something or ask me to do something. You know,
Because
it,
you're
it's
because mothers like to feel wanted by the children to give them information and the need. Because what's I'm saying, you guys are built for that stuff.
mm.
What fathers do when they watching their kids? They listen out for sound. Hey, what's that? Who making? What's that I hear in the back? What's all that noise? But mom goes to the actual sound. fathers listen because we're not equipped to be watching kids. So I said, so it's not a the sacrifice to the man is watching his kids sometimes, even though that's terrible, but it is because like we're not equipped for certain things.
Mm. Well, I disagree. One can take care of, your
No,
kids
no,
properly. Even if
I,
you have to go online, look it up, ask for support, it's just because you don't know, because you don't have that job. But I think that, if you did, you'd be fine.
okay, well, I hear what you're saying, but it's like I
Yeah,
think
my
it's some,
husband was just fine. Now, taking care of our kids. It's just that, he may not have done exactly what mom would do, like, and the girls would say, like, daddy, I mean, mommy didn't do that. You know what I mean? Mommy, yeah,
'cause
there's
mommy is
comparisons there, yes, but
a
at the end of the day, he still took care of the kids,
yeah, because
you know?
mommy is equipped for knowing certain things that daddy
Yeah,
doesn't know.
yeah. And I mean, I had to let go too, because yeah, that was my role, So when I did go out, deep down in the back of my mind, I'm like, I would leave, I'll constantly, like, say the kids need this, and stress myself out. But then at the end of the day, I had to realize, listen, you're not there. You're not
Mm,
there. They're gonna
correct,
survive.
correct, correct.
They have to survive. I can't, be how, because I would never enjoy myself.
Now let me ask you another question. Another take on this is that what about as far as career wise?
Career wise, yes. uh
Now I feel career wise that plays a part only if the woman is looking to have a family. Now, if she's career driven and not necessarily putting her career before her family, that's different. Then it's like there is no sacrifice. Well, is it a sacrifice to be putting a career before family or vice versa?
mm, yeah, that is a sacrifice, because you have some women who are career driven, and
Correct.
their focus is, and their priority is their career,
But
and
now
then
the
so family comes secondary to their
but not
career.
but then you have a husband that actually might want to have children.
Yeah,
So like I said, this thing gonna balance out, man.
yeah,
This
so
this
it's
thing,
tough, and some relationships don't work because of that,
yeah.
because of the balance, yeah, the lack of balance, and putting the man or the woman putting the career first. So you
Mm,
definitely have to, know that sacrifices have to be made, and you're going to have to be on the same page
mm.
with that, and know that, okay, well, the man has to put the food on the table, like, go out there, work hard, and then, women, like here, it's, in America it's different, because usually, in the islands, the women stay home and are the caretakers, like the homemakers. But here it's not like that, so it's kind of,
You see
it's
what you know what the person says? Mrs. Hamilton, she says women sacrifice far more, especially when it comes
when it
to
comes to
childbirth.
childbirth. Yeah.
And yes, we are equipped, but God forbid that the baby is in breach or emergency C-section is needed. Yeah.
Yeah, you said that about childbirth.
Yeah, I think childbirth is the ultimate sacrifice, and she makes a great point because yes, if the baby becomes breech, and that is the ultimate sacrifice as far as facing you could possibly die. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but and I'm not taking this lighthearted, but what about the guy that works for a dangerous company like you know he put his life on the line like he's in the a soldier. Women are in the service also too, but what
Mm.
about guys that put themselves on the line on dangerous stuff every single day also. I'm not comparing the two because I still do think childbirth is like the ultimate sacrifice, but I don't know what the percentages are for something can go wrong in childbirth, but man, it's we got to give some guys some credit out here, man. Guys out here putting their life on the line, man. Working for FPNL, working with working fire department, police officers, you know.
Hmm.
I mean, it's we gotta give us some credit, ladies, man. Give us some credit. We are here, we fighting, swinging at the air. We we are we are we are we are we are here putting up put a little struggle too, man. I mean, man, you know,
I agree, but I just feel like at the end of the day, like women sacrifice more, especially when it comes to childbirth. Like Casey said, that's something that a man would never experience.
because we're not equipped. That's my see the equipment part matters so much. You know, it's kind of like this. It's kind of like this. The sacrifice. I think the sacrifice for women, like when it comes say like sex, women has always been the receiver.
Mhm.
Okay, but is it a sacrifice when you're equipped to receive? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. Is it a sacrifice?
Listen, Chuck. Okay,
Is
we need
that,
to we need to move on because you and I with that one,
no, no, but
it
but
it not
no,
gonna
no,
way.
no,
It not
no.
gonna way.
A true sacrifice when sexually for a husband and wife is that like the guy becomes an erectile dysfunction, or he might have like a micro penis, but he's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great guy, but he got a micro penis. Or he's a great provider, but he's a 2 minute man. That's a sacrifice. That's something that we're okay. We're both equipped for that something, but party just can't. One party just can't complete the task. You know what I'm saying? That's a sacrifice. No, she's biting the. She is really sacrificing for the betterment of her children and her family. That's a sacrifice.
Mm.
Yes or no?
Mm. Oh
That's a
boy.
sacrifice, yo.
Wait. Okay, Casey said I give credit when credit is due, but so far there has not been anyone worth giving credit to yet.
Come on, Casey, yo.
I know that's right.
Come on, man. No, more on that. I tell
Okay.
you, it's rough. It's rough.
Oh,
It's rough out here for us brothers, man.
oh gosh. And thank you for the comment about my nose ramen. Thanks. Okay, all right, moving right along. Let's ask another poll question. So have you or your partner ever put your career on hold for family? Yes, no, or we both did.
Um,
I have, my partner has, neither of us, or we both did.
I think that poll would be more so of the women, because when you come down to like providing, the majority of the time the guy still is the one that's providing. So most of the time the woman will take the back burner as far as her own aspects of being in a career driven field, or so I think the woman will take the percentage on that one. And ain't too many women that's gonna be working and taking and then making their man go to school so he can better himself. Ain't too many women still like that, especially island women. You always got to go out there and work. you gotta go out there and work by you. You can't be home. I get home. I get home and you just home. You know, like
And
what you
now I
did.
go back it. Now I go back it.
Yeah, he come home. He's studying. That just it's just it doesn't come off right in an island household. He's like, how was your day today, baby? She was just working. Working in the hospital, up and down, plastic disposable gloves everywhere. And she came home and he just like studying. Nah, that's just a sit right. It's just this, but it's very small, very small, very small percentage. Like I said, man, I think this thing is balanced, man, because there's two different type of sacrificing. It's like, I don't, at least I don't think that's a sacrifice. We're built to hunt. We're built for it. Sacrificing is something you're doing that you really don't want to do. Kind of like your girl want to watch a Netflix movie about, say, romance, and you're like, man, I really don't want to watch that shit. But I'm gonna do it because she wants to watch
Because
it.
she
So,
wants
you
to
know
do
what?
it.
That's the sacrifice. I really want to watch this action film, but yeah, you know what? She want to watch the romance. All right, I'll watch it. That's a
Okay,
sacrifice.
but women don't really want to go to work to a 9 to 5 every day.
That is true. I've learned that throughout the years. They really don't want to, but at the same time, I think sometimes some women fake like they really actually want to be working, but at the same time, they don't want to come off to the man like, damn, you don't want to contribute. So that's why I think sometimes women actually, you know what, no, I'm gonna be a supplementary income and help out and work. But
Yeah.
but
And
it
at the
doesn't.
end of the day, they don't. We don't really want to.
But here we go. But now, if you have a wife where it's like she's just not working, and this man is, because you know we're gonna end up dying faster now as a man because now you're doing more
Mhm.
strenuous work, and it seems like the women are fine with that us dying off quicker. Are they? Yeah, you saw that laugh. You saw that laugh because it's like at the end of the day, as long as things being taken care of, and as long as you're feeling
Yeah.
what's the word secure.
Yes.
You're not,
Yes.
you're not caring about
Stability.
a 3 4 job, a 3 4 job. Not true. Terrible.
Stability.
That's all right. That's all
And
right.
you make time for me at night. Come night time. You make time
Exactly. It's a matter that
at
we
night
can't
time.
win. That's a sacrifice, Tari. That's a damn sacrifice, man. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's the sacrifice. You can't win, man. That's what I'm saying. There are sacrifices on both sides. Because, like you
Yep.
said, women really don't want to work. But damn, how okay, the man knows this now. Now I got to get 2 jobs. But then you complaining, you never spent time with me. When's the last time you told me you loved me? Nah, 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 nah. You want to go to the movie? We don't even date anymore. All we do is
Men are from Mars. That's all I'm saying.
but
Men
that's
are
what,
from
but that's
Mars.
what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say, Tari. Like we can't win. We are
Okay.
both sacrifices.
Okay, listen, Casey has another comment. I say both to that. Women sacrifice careers to stay home. However, I do have a friend who sacrificed working and being the provider so her husband could go to school. Yes.
But it is a sacrifice because the game is on. I want to watch the game, but she want to watch damn Brokeback
Sex
Mountain.
in the City, or yes, yes.
Come on, watch the
We
game
want
at
to
the time.
watch
You don't want
Love
to watch it.
is Blind. Yep.
No, I don't want to watch that, man. It's the finals, man. That's a sacrifice for me. But and then you're gonna complain. Oh, you never spend time with me. Ah, fuck, man. The game on. That's a sacrifice. But you see how small it seemed to you as a woman. It's huge to us. It's the finals. That's my
Mhm.
point. It's just different sacrifices of the levels of how we see the level of sacrifice.
I understand. Well, I'm watching the finals too, so
I mean,
to each his own.
my
But
goodness,
when my husband's watching World Cup, no, me not watch that. No. So
sacrifice.
I just deal. I just know I'm not going to see him. Spend time with him for a while because he's watching World Cup.
Look, Junior. All right. So,
Let's
can
see.
we?
Oh, we got more comments. Okay, sir. Name a time when you made a sacrifice. Casey
Who
wants
me?
to know. Yep.
Oh, name a time I made a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you have to think hard about that one, eh?
No. Okay. Cleaning my bathroom. Cleaning my bathroom just so I can make a woman feel comfortable, even though I'm comfortable with it not being clean. Yeah, but
That's that's your problem right there.
But you see how small that is. It seems to you that's huge for me because I do spot cleaning. Oh, look at dust right there. So wipe it off. So look at that. Let's brush it off and just throw some water on it. But
Ew.
that's a sacrifice for me. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's sacrifice is different.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
So that's your only sacrifice in
No.
life?
I mean that's one I can come up on the top of the head. Like okay, another
Okay,
one is
come
that.
again. Come again.
Another
A big
uh,
sacrifice.
all right, big sacrifice. You know what's interesting? I don't sacrifice a lot for people except for my children. Now, like right, when I really think about real true sacrifices, like I've been times where I had my last dollar and I give it to my daughter or my son in the past for something, knowing I like, damn, I might not have no money for a couple of days, but I know that my children need the money, so I'll do it. That's a sacrifice for me. Or that's off the top of my head, but I can think of some stuff like that. So I think like, but then again, that's not really a sacrifice now I think about it, because it's something that like I said, that sacrifice is something you do that you really don't want to do. But when it comes to the children, it's like that's not a sacrifice for me. So I really can't think of none right off the top per se that is like a huge sacrifice. Because I don't really necessarily sacrifice huge things. I rather just don't do it. I'm not doing it. So it's like now that I think about it, I don't really sacrifice huge things that I really don't want to do. So I guess I'm just excluded from this. That's
Well, okay, let's see. We have more comments. D says, since women are quote unquote equipped to multitask on a daily household, career, children, relationship, etc., we sacrifice more of our time and effort. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
hold
Because we
on,
have
man. Hold,
we
hold
have
on,
so
man.
much, yeah,
Hold on.
we have to multitask, yeah, on a daily
Hold
basis.
hold on. See, think someone multitask in the street. When I'm do them job and I deal with boss and all kind of fault, and then I worry about that I pay a car note, pay a house note. I have to make sure I take you out and make you feel good. That's sacrifice. That's a whole lot of that's multitasking. That's a whole kind of bunch of, no, you piss me off now, man.
Well,
Now
see,
it's a
well,
lot of, it's a
that's why
lot of stuff
Casey
going.
said men and women definitely have different definitions of sacrifice, and
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
yes, I
exactly.
agree.
That's
I
what I'm
agree.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So D talking about, oh, women sacrifice more with this. It's a different type of sacrifice that we do on the other end that you don't see as a big deal. Is because we're equipped. Just like the sacrifice that we're giving is that sacrifice. You're equipped to do that, man. Let's stop this, man.
Okay. All right. Another stat. In the US, 43% of highly qualified women leave or scale back their careers after having children, according to the Harvard Business Review.
Now, is that a sacrifice, or is that that was about to come anyway? Because most of the time, when the women have the children and it's a household of mom and dad in it, it's kind of like written that the husband will be doing more, because as the woman is, could you have like this when the child is born, then you really don't have just anybody babysit your child, because if you do, then you can get back in the workforce as far as a woman. Most of the time, the mom want to stay, help raise the child or whatever. But her doing that, the dad is producing more to make sure everything in the household is still together. So it's not a sacrifice once again. One is doing more, and the other is doing more in a different way to keep the balance. So stop this. Stop this, man. Stop this. Stop this about this career stuff. One doing more, the other doing more. Now, if one is doing more and the other is still doing his same shit, then she's really sacrificing because she's losing something.
Ooh,
I'm sorry, man. I'm getting fired up, man. Because
you just, yeah, you just, all right.
I,
You want your little credit. You just want your credit.
no, because
Okay,
guys,
slow
no,
down,
guys,
horsey, slow down. Like,
no, because
me
guys
hear you.
Because guys do sacrifice also. It's just you guys just not gonna see what we're sacrificing because you think like, oh, you should just do that anyway. No, man. No. It's equal, man. Yeah, leave, man. What about us? What about us?
All righty then.
What about us?
Next, let's move on, shall we? Next question. Who is more likely to neglect their health or self care for others? Men,
No, no, oh hell
women,
no.
both
Sorry,
equally, or not
sorry.
sure?
That is sorry. That is women are not going to neglect getting their hair done or their nails. So stop. Stop, Tari. Women
But men neglect their health.
to do what? To provide and to make sure the woman is secure. That is a sacrifice. Exactly. But women are not getting they are not getting their hair done and not getting no petty and matty. with the
Yeah,
gel.
because if we have barking dogs, you're not gonna chat to it. All right.
No, no, but that's what I'm saying.
If my hair look, if I have, even the grays, all right, or no, don't like the grays, like in a woman, men can have it, but then when women have grays, it's a problem,
But that's what I'm saying. So
right?
so
Or nappy hair, quote
so
unquote
so
nappy.
so the women are not putting their health in the back burner when it comes to sacrifice. They're not. They're going to put their health on
No,
the forefront because they got to look the best they can and feel the best they can. Men do. That's why we're now Burger King and all that fast food because we got to eat and keep going to work. Eat to work. Eat to work. Eat to work. Eat to work to provide. Provide. Oh man, she need a new kitchen. Oh shit, I got to work overtime. Oh, she need a new car. Oh, I got to kiss up to the boss. Oh Lord, the diamond I bought ain't big enough. Oh shit, I gotta get a bigger diamond. The stress,
okay.
the stress these poor men are going through, man. You don't see it. Sorry, when's the last time you bought a man a diamond? Never. Exactly. You know what diamonds cost? Diamonds cost. Diamonds cost a lot of money. How many women out there buying men diamonds? None. Exactly. Ain't no woman out there buying
Okay,
no man
we
no
have
diamond.
another comment. Okay, men put the money in the bank, one thing, while the women pay the bills, breastfeeding, cooking, braiding hair all at the same time. Yes.
They're
Okay, taking
equipped.
care of the dog.
They're
Okay,
equipped.
or the cat.
Equipped. Equipped.
And then we still have to find time to give you some, you know what. Okay?
What about? Oh, we gotta find time to give you some. After me working on a high rise, then they're 100 feet in the air, 100 feet in the air on a piece of board. Okay, and then I gotta come home and use my back.
Wait, wait a minute while men eat the food we cook and work. Yes.
Listen, and then I gotta come home
And
and
then
use.
you want to be served.
Let me ask you, Tara, let me ask you a question. How many women out there you ever seen with bad backs? Go,
Well, I have a bad back. So
well, whatever. A woman bad back ain't nothing like a man bad back.
well, okay. Well, I okay. I must say yes because my husband he just strained his shoulder and
And
back. Yeah,
we done. Listen,
and I
listen,
had to take him to the ER the other night. But it's
listen.
bad when I had to
Because
take him at 3 a.m. to the ER to
and
go
listen,
and
and
deal with his strain.
the thing about the physicality of a man, and remember, the end all be all with a man is testosterone and his penis. Unfortunately, it sounds very simple, but we're very simple minded when it comes to physicality. So it's like when you have injuries as a man, it bothers you so much because you can't be the testosterone driven hinders you where you don't feel like a man. So you hurt your back, you hurt your shoulder, you hurt your hamstring, like I hurt my damn hamstring. You don't feel like you can be this man. But for a woman, it's a lot different. It's just different, man. So the way our the way we see life as far as our physicality and when we hurt ourselves, it's just it takes away a lot from us. For the woman, I'm not saying it doesn't take away from a lot work from the woman also, but for men it really takes a lot from because our physicality is what really makes us men. You get what I'm saying? So it's like we are here, man. We are here doing the best we can, sacrificing, struggling, working 10 jobs to get you guys new kitchens, big diamonds, and satisfied in the bedroom. We go through a lot, okay? We go through a whole lot. All we need is some appreciation. Father's Day is coming up. These streets gonna be empty. Nobody gonna be in the fucking streets. These streets are gonna be empty as hell come Father's Day. Nobody, you know it, Tari. Nobody cares about us on
And
Father's
that's
Day.
because it's America, society. That's the value.
In
Yeah,
Jamaica,
they
hell,
see women as more valuable than men.
but sorry, in Jamaica, Father's Day, all you get is a piece of butter and cheese.
Oh, at least you get that.
They get the butter and cheese and a big piece of the chicken.
At least you get that.
And
Okay.
you get a big
Yeah,
piece of
yeah.
chicken.
Top complain. Top complain.
What happened? What is
Okay,
it?
Casey says, so far I've always been the breadwinner in any relationship. I put the money in the bank, paid the bills, kept the children fed and clean, and I bought my own damn diamonds. What?
Hold on,
Yeah.
man. Hold
See,
on,
that's what I'm
Casey.
talking about. What say you to that?
What I say to that is that she ain't finding the right guy.
But
What?
but yeah, but
Why?
again,
But how you
again,
gonna?
I say the pool is small.
No, Casey tripping, man. If you get a guy that I'm not saying necessarily the breadwinner thing, but you buy your own diamonds. Listen, man, you're not getting the right guy because the guy's supposed. You sound like you courting yourself.
But listen, some women have to do that.
But you
You
know
know,
what? Maybe she's the type of woman that she's like a very high professional where she makes a certain amount of money, and she doesn't really necessarily care whatever the
need
guy
no,
makes.
yeah, because some women, yeah, are
Yeah,
gonna
I
take
can
care of
understand that.
themselves. Yeah, Casey, they're
Yeah,
gonna take care of themselves.
I can
And
understand.
don't need a man to, yeah,
But
provide.
at the same time, like I told you before, man, I
I
can
have
play.
other friends like that too.
Like I said, I don't mind playing the Bobby Brown role. You know what I'm saying? Sit back. You know,
You in this Bobby Brown role.
I just play the Bobby Brown role, Casey. You see that? You want to buy me a diamond, go on. You want to buy me a diamond, huh? You see me?
Okay, have you ever done that? Have you ever played the Bobby Brown role?
One time, I was dating the CEO chick, and she bought me a motorcycle. She bought me a car, and she was getting ready to buy me like a house, and I was like, "This enough is enough." I started feeling like a bitch. I was like, I was like, enough is enough, man. So I had to break up with her. She had
You
a lot of
broke up with her because of that?
yeah, yeah, because I didn't feel like a man,
A
man.
man.
Because I just like, she was
So
just like scheduling when she want us to see each other. I was like, nah, man, I don't like the way this shit. Cause she was just, because sometimes when it comes with the finance, more money comes dictatorships indirectly, where it's like you're the one that's leading all the relationship. And I was starting to feel like that. And she was a little bit older than me too. So I said, nah, I can't about to deal with this. I can't dictate and I direct the relationship. So nah, I had to take myself out of that. I had to get myself back and give
mm,
her back her shit. I did keep the motorcycle though.
oh,
But
of course you did.
I kept the motorcycle. I kept the motorcycle. You can have all the rest of this shit. I just take the motorcycle for my troubles.
I can't with you.
I take the motorcycle for my troubles.
I can't. All right, guys. Okay, we're drawing to a close. So let me ask the next question. What is the biggest sacrifice you've made in life? Career, family time, health or wellness, or personal dreams or goals? Hmm. For me, it's the biggest sacrifice. Oh man, for me, it's family time for sure because I had to work, hard. As a teacher, I worked hard because of the subject I taught. English teachers always work harder than any other subject. And I
Mhm.
put more, just more on myself. And because I was a teacher that went over the top, and cared about the kids like they were my own.
Yeah,
So I sacrificed a lot of family time because I would take work home. I would make phone calls to all the parents beyond school hours, go in early, that kind of thing. The grading. Yeah, it was just a lot. I sacrificed a lot of family time to
I
be
think
and I like a highly effective teacher.
I
So
think I think good teachers have the highest sacrifices on a daily basis. Because my son's mom's a teacher, and you're a teacher, and like you said, you work in 8 hours. It's not really 8 hours because it's
yeah.
like it's after the kids leave, before the kids leave, during the summer. You still doing stuff for the children, creating curriculum and stuff, and you guys don't get the just do it all as far as financial wise. I think being a teacher is a huge sacrifice. Huge.
Yeah. It is. And like I
Such a
said, yeah,
good
when
teacher.
you care about the kids and
Yeah,
that the parents aren't there, that,
yeah.
with certain students, like you are pretty much like their parent. They're only, guidance that they have. So and that's why, that's what one of the reasons that I came out of it too, because I realized like I was neglecting time with my own children because I, was taking care of other people's children. So
Mm.
that was definitely a major sacrifice for me.
Well, it's probably one person that might understand my sacrifice. Me and him talk about it all the time in the past. A good,
Hi, Tony.
good
Tony's
friend of mine.
on.
Walk on 20 with up on the scene. Um, Only probably one person will recognize this sacrifice. I even explained the sacrifice to my daughter, but I don't think she really understands. I don't know if she's watching now, but my biggest sacrifice to my whole life is it's been actually, like I said, my children, because I have two children with two different women, and I always wanted to be, the best father I can be. And when you have two children that don't live with you in two separate households, to be a father is all about time. Now, I've met women in the past where it's like, really good women that I could have been with and created another family. But I always seen in the past where when you create another family that your children prior to before this new family, now it's about time. How can you as a father, the word father, being there with the children, spending time with the children and nurturing them, be in two separate households now actually three separate households, this house, new household, one household over there, and another household over there. And I always thought to myself, was like, man, my time with my children means more to me for me being there for them. So I just stayed out of relationships for years, for like a couple of decades, because it's like I didn't want the thought of just not being able to go when I need to go to be there with them for certain things because I'm here with another family. And
Mm.
I don't know if a lot of people will understand that. I'm not sure some guys might understand that. That was a big sacrifice for me. And what's so funny is like I didn't really let that go until my daughter, got into college and doing her thing. And I see my son is like in high school now, and now I'm kind of like it's my time to be happy now as far as want to be with somebody and getting married and all that stuff. So it's like for years I've just turned a lot of good women down. That could have been good potential to be a wife or whatever, or even had children, but I didn't want to have any more children because it's like I said, I can't be at 3, 4 places at one time. I think Jodeci said that. Casey said that, Jodeci. But it's like I always thought about
Mhm.
just being at different places at one time, and it's like, yo, that's no man, that's my sacrifice. I want to be there for the kids I have, and know that I'm there for them when they need me. So that was my biggest sacrifice for all the years, man. It's just my own happiness as far as being with somebody and starting another family.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, sacrifice. Yeah, definitely sacrifice um, relationships. Like Casey said, she said that she sacrificed. She's been single for a very long time because she sacrificed raising her children in lieu of putting up with another wrong man. Yeah. So, and I also have a friend who quit teaching so that she could take care of her son.
Mm.
She has two children now, but she said that, yeah, she said if she goes back to work, she's not going back to work for 5 years because she wants to be home to take care of her kids until they go to kindergarten.
I was at that.
A friend of mine.
Oh, but
Yeah.
that sounds good. So the husband, if I find another job, then
Like he's the breadwinner. Like that was, they yep.
and
They
I and
talked
I
about it and he was on the, same page with her because he understood like that commitment that
so
she
so
wanted to make.
So I hope she knows that there will be some takeaway from this. He can't be out here taking you out, and then still blow your back out and all
Oh
that stuff.
yeah. Oh,
So are you ready for this? Are you ready for this sacrifice? You want to stay at home. The back won't be blown.
oh. Hey, that rhymes.
I didn't try to make it rhyme.
But it did. Good job.
No, but like I said, it's a give and take. It's like
No,
what
there is definitely, yeah. There's a lot of compromise that
yeah,
has to be
man.
made. A lot.
I always told my friend Paul this. I say, yo, which way you want to lose? Because none of us truly win. And when I say win, you can be at a point where in a relationship where it's like everything is just nice and smooth. It's not too much, and it's not too low. But if you're in a nice and smooth mode, you guys can make it, man. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You guys can make it, So that's what I want to be when I get married. I want to be in a nice and smooth mode. Somebody said, "You want a new kitchen?" Hey, I got to work overtime, so this 5 times a week thing, us making up, got to be one time a week. You good with that? So you got to bring up the situation now and ask the question, because when I say, "Would you want a kitchen?" It's going to require 1 time a week, not 5.
I choose the kitchen.
Yo, you're terribly one. But
Yes.
but you know what?
Sorry.
You know what? I think when you bring up the equation to people, bring up the equation so they can actually physically see the equation rather than say, "Well, why would you want to do that? Or why would you want to do that?" Bring the equation up with all the everything in the equation so you can see the dynamic of how things could be. And
Yeah.
then a person can get a better understanding. Like, okay, well, okay, you want a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom house? I only make 80,000 in Miami. Is that what you want to do? That mortgage is gonna be $5,000. I'm bringing home $2,000 every check, so that's like $4,000 a month.
Mhm.
Okay, so you want to be living house poor? Is that what you want? You really want? You want to? We can't go on them cruises. You want to go next year, right? But we gonna have this nice ass house. So what you want?
Yeah, because we're not living out the hood. So
Exactly. So you're right.
west side on this.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you want me to go ahead and just okay, you know what? And I you know what I'll hold you to it. I'm gonna write this shit down. I will write this shit down.
Wait, let
And
me let me
look at
hear.
me,
You see, Tony saying, well, yes, we
look
want
at
the
me.
kitchen. What shall we want the kitchen? We
I
want
tell you, man.
the kitchen. D said kitchen, please.
You see,
Yeah,
man.
because that's where we spend most of our time when we come home. We are the homemakers too.
Listen, listen. How you spending time in the kitchen and then they can't cook? I've seen I've heard what dudes have their wives want new kitchens and they don't even cook. They just
Oh
want
my
it
god.
it's just for looks. And somebody want this big ass house with staircases and
And
shit.
entertaining, yeah, and entertaining because when people come over, they congregate in the kitchen.
Okay, you entertaining, but what am I getting out of entertainment? What the hell? Listen, man. That's why
Catering. We want that too. We want let me cater to you. Andrew, we want it all, damn it. We want it all. Okay?
sorry, man. This poor
We
guys out
want
here,
it
man.
all.
No, you got poor guys out here suffering, man. Because it's like you guys say one thing and then this shit is like something completely different, man. No, you let me spend $70,000 on this new kitchen and never see you cook shit in here.
Sorry.
No, you know how pissed off guys will be with that, man.
Well, how about you cook? How about you cook, Andrew?
Oh, but I want a new kitchen. I don't need to want a
How
new
about
kitchen.
you cook in the new kitchen?
Man, man. I'm telling you, man. There's some guys out here pissed off and shit like this, man.
And go grocery shopping. Let's talk about that.
Maybe grocery shopping.
To the store.
Guys
How
go
about
grocery
you
shopping.
go grocery shopping? Y'all don't even know where the things are in the aisle them, okay? If we send you with a list, you would not come back with everything on that list.
Listen, our mind's not equipped for that. We are
Here you go again.
no, but Tari, our mind is equipped for the okay. Like for instance, you say, baby, go to the store and get the stuff for the spaghetti I'm making tonight."
Yep.
Okay, when you guys go get the stuff for the spaghetti, you end up buying the Reader's Digest, you buying gum, you buying panty liners, you buying fucking apples and shit. Y'all buying all kind of shit when y'all go there. Just for the spaghetti recipe, we go buy other stuff. We go buy the spaghetti recipe and we leave.
No, you're gonna buy this pasta and no sauce. That's what you're gonna come home with the pasta and no sauce. Mm-mm.
That's not right, man.
Yeah, because your head spin when you go in the store. You just like we can't do this. We just give up. Because you're gonna have to go ask Bob, Susan, where everything did it, and then you just give up. Mm-mm.
Yeah. All right.
See, Yeah, D says
That,
that's
that,
multitasking. They
that's not
can't do it.
true.
They can't do it.
That's not true, dear. That's not
I think
true.
they choose. I think they choose not to do it.
Choose
Men
what to
have a
multitask.
choice.
Choose what to multitask.
They
There you go.
choose.
That,
No,
that's
yes,
the
they
key word.
choose. Yeah.
Because certain things we're just not equipped or interested in
They
doing,
don't say that. There you go. That's the correct word. Interested. You're not
and vice
interested.
and vice versa for women. Some things you guys is not interested in doing as it was guys are interested in doing. So that's
Mm,
all it is the interest.
I
So we
still,
so
yeah.
so at the end of the day, we equally sacrifice. Let's say it with me.
No.
Fellas, if you on the chat, let's please let's please
Clearly they're not in the chat because they are not responding.
amen. The guys are so afraid right now. They're gonna
That's
text me
exactly.
after.
That's who.
They're gonna text me after like, yeah, man, a lot of stuff you said was real, man. Yeah,
They
my
don't
brother.
want.
Yeah,
They
man.
don't want no. They don't want no problem.
I chew your talk, my brother. I chew your talk.
No, they staying.
I'm the voice for the guys, man. I'm the voice. I'm out here taking bullets. It's fine with me. Me took the bullet. Me took the bullet. What case you saying now?
No, she said that she's not bitter.
Oh,
She promises that she's not bitter. Yeah, because of her sacrifices.
Casey
Uh,
said that she think this
and the men,
conversation should
about the
have.
men.
Casey said she think this conversation should have been titled "Sacrifices versus Compromise."
Yes.
I guess. I guess. But isn't the compromising is a sacrifice? Yeah, it's a sacrifice, somewhat of a
Yeah,
sacrifice.
yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because you're doing something that you really
That
don't
you
want to do
don't
all
want
the
to
time.
do. Yeah, yeah.
I
Just to
think it's
make the other person happy. Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guys. So, well, our time has come to a close, and I'm going to close this show with a quote by
Uh-oh.
Napoleon Hill, which is
Okay.
great achievements is usually born of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness.
Right to the. She Jamaican?
No,
Oh, sorry.
Napoleon, he's a
Oh,
man.
okay.
Yeah, so that's true though. Yeah, great achievements come from great sacrifice.
Sacrificing is a extreme um thing that you do when you try to achieve the highest goal, and I agree with that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's kind of like when I play chess all the time, and once I learned how to sacrifice game, it's like you really achieve a higher point of the game. So yeah, I mean, so sacrificing will always be there, and I think as guys we sacrifice every day, put our life on the line, our backs, our hearts and mind, and putting a billing, paying for kitchens and buying big ass houses, just to make the woman happy. I don't know whoever made that quote about happy life, happy wife, happy life. It wasn't a man, and we out here just doing the best we can, man. Dying off faster, now you got husbands out here. We call them what do you call them? Hospice husbands. You
Oscars
know,
for the
yeah,
winner.
yeah, yeah. Got hospice husbands out here, man. The reason why they got into hospice is because they out here working 3 jobs, providing, building, buying kitchens, and buying big houses, man, and working, and the wife staying home, and next thing you know, the wife leave them. Now you got to pay alimony. That's a sacrifice. I mean, these guys out here suffering, Tari, man. They going through it, man. You
You
making
are
six
just
figures.
really trying to vouch
No,
for the
but,
men
but
tonight.
sorry,
Like,
sorry, you got guys making 6 figures, but only see one figure by the end of the day. They see one. There's the one figure. They don't
I
have no money,
agree.
but sacrifice. And then here you and D go and talk about kitchen, please. What about that man back? This shit
I know.
ridiculous,
I
man.
know. I know
This
we're
is ridiculous.
problem. I know we're problem. I'm joking. Well, GC says, so what was the moral of the story? Who sacrifices more?
Equal. I say equal.
I
I
still
say,
say women.
I say because we're equipped for certain things, and being equipped for it is not a sacrifice. So I say equal.
Mm.
It's just different sacrifices, but it's equal to me.
And D says Mars and Venus both sacrifice in their own way. I agree. That is true. Slim the Reaper says the men.
Thank you. I think that's Steve. That's right, baby.
The men are always going to say the men, and the
No,
women are going to
we're
say
not
the
gonna
women.
say the man. Like I say equal. I say equal. I say it's equal because I can see both sides and understand why you consider that a sacrifice. But being equipped, the equipment, being equipped part is what helps for me to see the balance of the sacrifice. Now, when you're doing something that you really don't want to do, then that's different. There comes Dawn. Who's Dawn Ricketts? Said a woman. Yeah.
Yep. Hi, that's my hi, Auntie Carol.
All right. All right. All right, Auntie Carol. Listen. You like I say, you're not gonna say what poor man I got you. Okay. Sometimes guys have to suppress the stress that they have because
Yes,
of
I,
what they're
I
doing
do.
every day to provide and do. They have to suppress that, man, and come to me, talk to me about this shit. I gotta hear this on the phone, okay? Because they can't come to you. You got guys that staying in their cars after work because they don't want to go home to face some of the stuff. Yeah, women go through that. Women do that too. Now, don't get me wrong.
You're not
Uh,
wrong. Yeah, yeah. You're
But
not wrong.
but but both are sacrificing, man, in different aspects. I'm not just woman. I'm not just man. I both are it.
But that's why I feel that communication is definitely the key. I just think you have to keep on talking and sharing, the stresses that you may have because you should be able to do that with your significant other.
You should be
You
able
know?
to, but it's hard. Listen, honesty is painful.
No, I know it is painful. That's why I'm saying you just have to try your best because it's not healthy to bottle it up. Because see, men suffer more from mental health issues because of not sharing.
We're not built to share. That's the
That's
equipment.
why I said, but you guys, you're not built. There's a lot of things that you're saying men are not equipped with, but that's why you have to like work, you have to be intentional and like work harder to change
What?
that. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to
But
suffer.
how you gonna work hard the way you're not equipped? How you gonna work hard the way you're not equipped, my girl? Okay.
Listen, well, you're going to have self talks and motivate yourself.
Listen, sorry. Why you think women drink wine and have the liquor gathering? Because you guys like to talk and share emotions and shit. Guys, I, as I got older, I have a couple friend guys that they come to me and they'll talk to me or vice versa because it's not something that you just feel comfortable doing with just any guy. You see what I'm saying? So because we're not equipped, that equipment thing come back in again. But we can do it, but it takes a lot for us because it comes off. Not saying it comes off weak. It's just that it's abnormal. You see what I'm saying? But for a woman, you just get your wine, get your chocolate wine, and you get your Omarosa or whatever that shit called, and you guys is girl, you guys just know how to just talk to each other, and all the signals coming in and bouncing, and then oh girl, don't worry about it. Oh yeah,
Well,
girl.
but
Yeah.
when I work out, what you talk about? No women.
No, we talking about the stress we under. But we but we
But you talk about that.
but we don't get in depth because you don't want to come off too emotional. You know, it's just different, man. It's
Well,
just
maybe you're with the wrong women too. Just like, it's
listen,
not just about women being with the
but
wrong
but
men. Sometimes men are with the wrong women because if you can't pour into your woman, well, there you go.
but listen, Tori. Sometimes we are pouring too much. The woman think a certain way of you depending on the woman. Because like, he's so emotional sometimes. Some women say that
Well, no,
about a
I
guy.
understand. Yeah,
So it's
I
like,
understand.
so
But
what
just
do you
like, when the stress is, you should be able to come home to your wife or your significant other and just say, hey, babe, today I had a really bad day and talk about it.
No, you make it sound so easy. That
I,
shit.
well,
You make it
I'm just
sound.
saying. I'm
You
just
make it
saying,
sound
but
so
that's what
easy.
I
Man,
said,
that's a really bad day to do.
that's what you should, in theory, that's what you should be able to do. Communicate.
Man, Casey, go sit down. Tell us that yes, Tori, good point. I got you,
Thank you,
man.
sis. Thank you, sis. That's what I'm saying. You should.
No,
It's
no,
not. It's not my. But it's not my fault if you're choosing to bottle it all up and then okay,
right,
then you reach your breaking point. Like
right,
I said, no.
right.
I know my, I know my business. If you listen, but if I'm looking at you and I can tell something is wrong, okay, babe, what's up? Like, you know what I mean? That okay, that's what you're waiting on. Yeah, wait upon that.
No, but
For me to say, yeah, wait for me to say, babe, is everything
no,
okay? I know. I do that. Now I do that. I do that. I'm just
no, but
saying,
no,
is that what it's gonna take for you to open up?
you know what? I think not everybody deserve for you to be vulnerable with them like that. And when I say deserve, on the men's side or woman's side, because the relationship might not be on that level where it's like I care more about you emotionally. Also, I care about you emotionally, vice versa. Not every relationship is so dynamic where we both care about each other's emotions like that. Because sometimes, depending on where it is and how you guys got to this point of relationship, not everybody can share the emotions with another partner like that, especially a guy. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm saying that. Well,
So,
you're equals. You haven't met
but,
your equal then because that's why C. Casey said you're with the wrong woman. If you
but
can't be open, honest, and vulnerable around your woman. Facts.
Oh,
Yes.
but she's so pretty. She's a good mom. She's so fine. She makes great cornbread muffins. You know, she does all she does all these things. But that aspect, I just can't get to her with. You
So
have
you're
these different.
okay. So you're just gonna let that slide.
No, but I said you got all these different dynamics, but you just might not be at that point. Not everybody can get to that point or can or see that point. Not everybody can be at that dynamic in a relationship. If
Mm.
everybody can be that way in a dynamic in a relationship, all these problems will be fixed.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Just not be that way.
Okay. So Casey said, okay, I agree with you on that.
Thank you, Casey. By the way, don't, don't be my world.
Again, Casey, don't worry about him. He always want credit. He just wants credit for the men. That's all.
But come on, so the man about got through hell, man. It's hard for them, you know.
I agree. You're not
Ah,
wrong.
something might tell us someone that people want to go home sometimes, sorry.
That's rough.
That's rough, man. They don't, I mean, it's bad, man.
Yeah, that's why I just try my best to be, calm, cool, and collected. And if there is, anytime I have a situation that I need to address, I just try to approach it as calmly as possible and just wait for the right,
One of the
moment.
wrong.
You have to be able to read, your partners because yeah, I know it's stressful right now. We talk about this already. You know how stressful times are right now.
Yeah, the
So
Slim Reaper says, I would say the right partner should bring out
be
the
at
best
the
in
end
you.
of your day.
And I
Mhm.
and I totally agree with that. Because
Mhm.
I tell you one thing, man. One of the most um painful things a man can to witness coming from a woman is her crying. Oh, when you see a woman that cry, oh my God! Because now you feel like you caused that pain, and it
Mhm.
hurts you. We don't like to see y'all cry. That's why a lot of times guys don't really tell you guys the truth how we really feel because we don't want to see you cry.
Mm.
It comes back to childhood where you have the little lollipop. We have the little lollipop, and you want to, and the little girl that you like, right? And it's like you see her crying, you want to give her your lollipop. You want to make her happy. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it comes from childhood. All this stuff stems
Yeah,
from childhood.
a lot of it. Yeah,
It does, man. We do not like to see guys cry. Now,
yeah,
when a woman see a man cry, it can go two ways. It could be like, or man, he really loves me. Like this,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
what I'm saying. It's like it's two
yeah.
dynamics. Like man, like what the fuck he crying for? I should be the one crying. I should be the one crying. Or man, wow,
Yeah.
this man really, really loves me. We have it hard, man. You see the whelps in my eyes?
We have it hard.
You see the whelps in my eyes? I'm about to tear up because guys out here are suffering.
Well, but that's why these doctors, you see, they keep on saying like the psychologists, especially the male psychologists, they're saying like men need to start opening up. You
We
know,
not. No, if we start opening
well,
up, the world is going to
that's
change,
why
Tari.
y'all are gonna die fast. That's why y'all die faster.
No,
Yep.
we not trying to go work at 3 jobs. Trying to get killed.
It's not just that. No, it's because of your mental health. Okay, you
No,
are
man.
bottling up.
These doctors know what the hell they talking about. We not dying faster because of mental health. We die
Wait,
faster
wait.
because we
D said, wait, D said, I'll try crying from my kitchen. Yes, Lord. Yes, D. We gonna cry from the kitchen. Lady, I will cry for you tonight. Now that's Jodeci.
messed up, man. I'm done. I'm done for the night. I'm bullshit. All right, everybody.
Wait,
Thank you.
Casey said at the end of the day, you're a typical Caribbean man, shaking my head, laugh out loud. Exactly.
How the hell that supposed to be? What
You
kind
know
of
exactly what it means.
man? Listen, man. We
That's
just
why
listen.
y'all wear. That's why y'all represent tonight. You see, Caribbean, JA all the way. Yep.
Oh man, listen. We'll never win this battle for us. All right, Tari, wrap it up, man. I'm done.
Well, guys,
I
it's
tried,
been
guys.
a pleasure.
I tried. I felt like we tried. I guess we're gonna be more kitchen builds.
Yeah,
I tried, man. They don't see it our way.
yeah. Build a kitchen, then you get more. You know what?
Hey, by the way, I women still using that as a tool and
A weapon. Yeah, I
as a
know.
weapon. And,
Yes,
and and you guys say you don't, but you
I
guys
know.
know
I
it's
know.
true.
I was just
What?
joking, but I don't. Yeah, I
No,
don't
no,
do
you
that.
don't
But
stop.
that
No, that's
I
what
do
you
not.
are
I
dead
do not
serious.
do that. I swear on my grandmother's grave,
Stop.
I do
Stop.
not do
Look
that.
at the face. Look at the smile on your face. You try to hold a smile.
What?
You try to hold a
I
smile on
don't
your
have
face.
to lie. No,
Women
no, no,
do
no.
women
I
do
said
use
that
that as
yes,
a
women
weapon.
do that. I don't do that, but I was just joking. But there are women who still, a lot of women who do
You know why
that,
y'all do
and
that?
it's wrong, and women shouldn't do that.
You know why y'all do that, right? Because
Go.
you guys can suppress that feeling by once again that drinking that chocolate wine. You got all these damn sex toys, and you have where you can just I don't know. You guys can just turn off a switch. We can't.
Yeah.
We don't have a switch. Our switch is you. So it's like so by knowing that you guys have that power, you guys use that as a weapon, and that's so wrong. And I
Yeah.
say to all the fellas out there that have the guts and the glory, how about you actually suppress? How about you turn? You don't give it in. How about you do that? See how that shit feel?
Okay, you done?
I'm done. I just had to get that out.
You off your soapbox now?
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done now. I'm done now.
Okay. All right, guys. We've gone way over time tonight, but this was such a great conversation, and we're glad that you stayed tuned to In Your Chest Live.
Yeah. Don't worry, guys. We got the apparel coming. We got the apparel coming. You see me? Yeah. We got the apparel. Hey, guys, please don't forget to subscribe and comment on the video, share the video. Please keep sending in your questions at inyourchest@gmail. Or if you know Ari personally or me personally, you can send me your questions, and we're sure we shoot a video for them and have these conversations. We're trying to work on actually bringing in a third person, like a guest. If you guys want to actually come on the show, we can just drop you in the screen right there. We can have conversations live also. So we're
Yes.
working on that, and that's coming soon. So look forward to it. And once again, thank you guys for joining us tonight, and we really appreciate it.
And if you have any, if you know any therapists, like relationship experts, therapists, health and wellness coaches that would like to join us live, please let us know, because I am looking for that as well, like family therapists, relationship therapists who really know, they're the experts and really know um, what's going on. So appreciate that.
All right, thank you guys. You guys have a great night.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.